What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some Planet Coaster. We are back again today in Silverwood. I want to show off some new construction that we've been working on. A heads up though, a lot of stuff is actually unfinished right now, but I kind of wanted to get a video out for today. Other words, I wouldn't have any Planet Coaster video for the week. So I know I promised once again that I would have a POV of Wildfire Express and also of the coaster up on the hill, which is Mountain Twister. Really, I think that's what I'm going to stick with, actually. And unfortunately, I didn't get those done. I've been quite a bit busy working on some other stuff for the park. I had some ideas, and I wanted to do a new coaster. So that's kind of what I started on, was a new coaster this week. So I do want to give a huge shout out to everybody though. Everybody who's watching this video, everybody who's a subscriber to my channel right now, thank you so much. We were able to hit 2,000 subs. I'm now over 2,000 right now. That happened during the week. Thank you guys. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I can't believe I've made it this far. So thank you so much for that. So as we are coming into the park, as you can see, we are coming over here to the left side, over here where Dynamine is. And a few things that you may notice off the bat is I've been kind of working around over here. I just added like a little building here. I thought, you know, this might be a good place to put some games and stuff in. One thing about this episode is there's going to be a lot of filler places in here. I'm using Rugal Trillion's like midway games and stuff right now. He had a steeplechase thing here as well as a water gun thing. I am using his here right now, but I am going to replace those a bit later on with some that I make myself. I still haven't gotten around to doing that yet. The other thing I wanted to kind of to talk about, one thing we're going to look at is something you guys are probably seeing right now is a few changes over here, but I want to talk about the train track real quick here. So when I headed off the park over to JLW, I hadn't finished with this side yet over here, and I wasn't sure what we were going to do with the train. As I started working around and we started building a new coaster, the train kind of started to get in the way, and I really had to make a decision on what we were going to do with it. So I finally decided a way to kill a couple birds with one stone. So I had to find a way to get the train to work. I thought that Dynamine's building was it was so large, and I thought we could maybe do more with that. So I did do a little bit of redesigning around this front part right here, as you can see, but we'll look at that in just a minute. I do want to show off a new flat ride over here though. I want to introduce you guys to Detonator, which fits right along with Dynamine. I was inspired. I've been watching some Silver Dollar City walkthrough videos, and I was inspired by Powder Keg and how its sign is done with the barrels, kind of like the powder keg barrels kind of stacked up to make the sign. As well as we needed a flat ride over here, and I remembered a long time ago there was a guy who played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. He was he was really good at the game, and I'm not gonna lie, I idolized this guy. He was so good at the game, and I wished I could be as good at him as you know, as in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So he took this ride. If you guys remember in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, if you ever played it, they had one of these rides right here, but it was they had it like sticks of dynamite on the side of it. And he made a really cool ride out of it, and he called it Detonator. So this is kind of a homage to someone that I got to know him. I even got to work on a few things with him. I made him, he needed some kind of brake or something for a coaster he was working on, and nobody had done it as like a custom scenery piece. So I made him that piece in SketchUp, and he was quite proud of that, and he really liked it. So I did get to work with him a little bit, and you know, like I said, I idolized him quite a bit in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and big fan of his. So this is an homage to him as well as to Powder Keg with the sign. So killing another bird with just one stone here. So his name was Gravity, by the way, but he spelled it backwards, so it was like Whitevarg, but Gravity is what everybody kind of knew him as. And yeah, he was very, very good. I don't know if he actually plays Planet Coaster or not. I still see him every now and then, like on Shy Guys World. So don't know if he watches my videos or not. Don't even know if he remembers me even making that that piece for him for that coaster he was working on or not, that break. But yeah, so I think this looks really, really good. It also gives a great view. If we go back here beyond the tracks, it looks really good, kind of flying up above that, and it fits into the area quite well. Now, let's go over here and let's talk about what I've done to Dynamine. As great as what JLW did, it just didn't seem like a mine, so to speak, and I felt it really needed just a little more work. And since I had to make a few changes anyway for the train track to go through here, I felt maybe I should go ahead and redesign the front of the building a little bit. So I did keep everything else. I didn't change the design of the coaster whatsoever. I changed the queue lines and the exit, but I left almost all of the other building. I only kind of took out just kind of this front over here to make it a little bit more like Mystery Mine, and to have it like fit into the area and stuff a little well as well. So as you can see, all of this stays the same. I didn't change anything on there. I didn't touch anything over there, but I did kind of delete all of this over here and kind of made it my own here. So we have the gift shop is going to be in there. Also, that's the exit. Eventually, I will open those doors. I am going to actually build a gift shop in there and make that really, really nice. Like I said, this is just a video, kind of a lot of unfinished work, basically. But I'm also going to do a little bit more work trying to make the building look kind of run down, much like JLW had it, and do some work on that. That sign probably isn't going to stay there up on top of the building. I'm probably going to do a custom sign for that. And then, of course, we created this little mine shaft down in there. I'm thinking about maybe having some sounds and stuff kind of come out of there and have it be kind of interesting. One thing at Cedar Point they have is they have this outhouse where if you pull on the door, there's a guy inside of it and he talks to you. It's not an actual guy, it's just a voice, but it is triggered whenever somebody pulls the door, and it's got a ton of different sayings and stuff. So I was thinking, you know, maybe we could do something kind of like that, like every now and then have a sound kind of go off up there, kind of coming out of the mine. I know Mystery Mine has the Vulture. Of course, I think they did away with the Vulture. I don't think it's there anymore, but or at least it doesn't work anymore. But I was thinking we could do something interesting with that right there, and it gives the place more of a mine look as well. I also have a walkway that goes across over here, over into these other buildings. I've not put entryways as far as the queue line and stuff goes, but the train does come over through here and it will come across there. I tried every way in the world to try not to get the train to cross the path. I didn't want to do it because we have it cross the path over there where it goes over to our river rapids, and I really didn't want it to cross the path again, but there was just no way around it. Everything that I wanted to do revolved around putting the train through here, which required a lot of work. As you guys can see, this is what I've been working on like for a couple of days, is changing all this stuff up, and it's still not even done yet. So I'm gonna build like a little mining village kind of up here, and the train will kind of pass by here. We'll maybe put some people, maybe some animatronics and stuff outside of the buildings here, and make it look much more mine-like. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So it does go into the building. Now my thoughts about this is since Dynamine is so large, since the entire building is just huge, I thought maybe we could do more with it than just the ride itself. So I was thinking, you know, where am I gonna, I don't really have a way to do a backstage area where the train is going to be able to get to it. So how do they do train maintenance? So I thought, what if Dynamine is also the maintenance shed for the train? And I thought, you know what, that's a brilliant idea. It takes care of a lot of different things. So it explains why this building is so large to begin with. It explains a lot of stuff, like, you know, how why the train goes through here the way it does, and a lot of other stuff. So I like it. I think it's a brilliant plan, and that's what we're gonna go with. So like I said, I did change up the queue line a little bit for Dynamine. Okay, a lot. I changed it a lot. You enter in through here, and then it goes inside. I'm not going to show you guys the inside of that because it's not done in any way, and it's not great. I'm going to try to put a few things back, kind of that JLW had, and kind of do some nice things as you're walking by and stuff like that. So I want to capture a lot of what he did and bring a lot of that stuff back. So. But I did need a way to kind of cross over the bridge over here to get over there. And as you can see, we have over here another area over here. And it crosses over here, and then it's going to go in. Now, again, I haven't put the doors and stuff on. I haven't put the openings in. But it will go back down into here, and it will go right back down in here, well, where JLW had it going. You can see some of his stuff here is still kind of left over. But it will run all the way over in here, and then I changed a lot of this up to you can see the train underneath there, though. The one thing I hate about this is the fact that when the train does go under it, the smoke from the train's smokestacks just come up here. It's not supposed to do that, but it does, so unfortunately. And I kept a lot of this in here, but I did have to change the building a little bit. So as you can see, I did change some of this out up in here. So, but I didn't change the ride itself. I didn't do anything with that. I left that the way it was. It just had to be redesigned a little bit. I also had to make a slight, just a tiny change over down in here. And that was because the train and where the train kind of comes by right there, in order to fit it in, I did have to maneuver the walls around just a little bit. But I kept the eyes because the eyes are really cool, and I kept everything else the same. So I didn't change the ride or anything like that. I just changed the front of the building and the queue and exit line a little bit. I wanted the exit line to exit through the actual gift shop is what I wanted. So I changed it up so we could fit that. Now, another thing that JLW did, and I did keep this as well, was this really cool little lookout area down in here where you can see some mining equipment and stuff down in there. I kept that, and I'm probably going to change this up a little bit too and add some more stuff to it. Not change per se, just add more to it and make it look even cooler. Maybe using some different, maybe billboards and stuff. So yeah, as you can see, this is kind of where it goes down in here. It's all kind of messed up, but none of this is finished yet. It will be. I'm actually going to do a finished gift shop and everything in there, so that's going to look really, really cool. So there you have it, guys. This is the new front end to Dynamine. And I think, as much as I love what JLW did, he did a fantastic job. One of my favorite parts, of course, that everything he did with it, one of my favorite things was this over here. I really thought this was the coolest side to it, and it still is. I absolutely love this with the mine shaft going up and the working gears and stuff at the top, the wheels. That just looks amazing. He did such an amazing job of that. And then over here, it was just a little bit too square for me. And when you were coming up on it, it was just a little too square. So I was looking at concept art of Mystery Mine. I'm like, I need to put the train through here. I think maybe I can make some changes here and work with the train and stuff. And I think this is going to look really, really good when it's finished. Hopefully you guys will agree with me. Let me know your comments in the link, down in the comments below the channel. Now, there's one more thing that I want to show off in this episode that hopefully you guys will enjoy. So let's head on over here. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of these changes and stuff is coming, because we're maneuvering the park. I couldn't stay up on top of the hill and over on the right side of the park forever. We had to come over here and we had to start building over here. So this is a placeholder right here. I'm going to build an amphitheater. I took the amphitheater out of Crystal Gardens and put it down in here so I could kind of see how it work. It's actually a bit too small. We are going to build one a bit bigger over in here, and maybe with a western stage and some other stuff down in there. So that's going to look really cool, I think, when it's done. But I did need a placeholder over there for now to kind of see how it would work. Now, one of the things you're coming upon now, like I said, I was building a new coaster. This is one of the big things I was doing. This is what prompted all of this work over here, is when I put the coaster over here, I was like, Oh man, we got to think about the train. So I had to think about the train and where the train was going to go. So the train actually, before we get over there and talk about the coaster, the train does go through Dynamine, and like I said, Dynamine is now going to be the maintenance shed for the trains as well. So it's going to be working like triple duty. It's the queue station and queue line. It's a gift shop. It's, you know, houses the ride itself, and it is also the maintenance shed for the actual train. So as you can see, we do have the train goes through a tunnel over to the other side over there. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with the tunnel down through there, and it all runs right next to Dynamine here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on that. I did a lot of thinking, and I actually ended up staying up till 3 a.m. the other night while I was streaming. I only meant to stream until like 10 o'clock, but we were up till like 3 a.m. working on this coaster that I'm getting ready to show you guys, and trying to figure out where the train was going to go, and just figuring out what we were going to do. So as you can see, I built a big plaza. I built the road, the pass system out a little bit here because, you know, as I said, this is one of my favorite areas of Dynamine that JLW did. I love this right here. I absolutely love this. So I wanted to be able to kind of like showcase it better, and I felt it needed a bigger path in front of it than what it had. So we built this plaza, and then of course that's where you know, Thrill Rider, I think it was, mentioned that we should build a amphitheater, like a theater thing over here on the other side, and I was like, yes, that's a great idea. I love it. So that's what we went ahead and did. And that way, you know, you can kind of get a much better view now of this side of the Dynamite. But anyway, I keep digressing. Something else we did, I built a little pond right over here underneath Dynamite. I also, alright, so I did lie maybe earlier. I did make a slight change to Dynamite. I fixed this right here. So JLW had it kind of slanting to this side, where it was well, I guess if you're riding it, it angled to the right and down, and instead I had it angled to the left and down. And the reason for that is because when he built Dynamite, he had no idea what else I was going to do. I was just like, I gave him the park, and I was like, yeah, build it in this area. And he's like, well, you know, do you have any specific plans? I'm like, nope, I don't know what I'm doing over there. Just, you know, do whatever you want to do. You are free to use as much land over here as you need to. Just build something cool, and it's yours. And so he did, but he obviously didn't know what we were going to do with the rest of the park. And when I started kind of actually yawn for this episode. When I started building over there and working on this new coaster, I realized that this was tilting the wrong way. It was slanted the wrong way. So instead, you were getting a view of the bottom of the coaster instead of the people kind of going down through there. So I altered that a little bit, and I switched the sides of the support columns and stuff, and I need to fix the supports and stuff in here too, so pay no attention to any of that. Like I said, this is all work in progress, so it is going to get much better as we go. Now we will move over here now to the biggest thing we have. I want to introduce you guys to Silverwood's brand new Gci Coaster. This is Thunderhawk. Yes, it's a little bit off of Thunderhead. A lot of people thought I was going to do like a recreation of Thunderhead or something over here. I did ask Monty Jakesman if he would be interested in building a Gci coaster for us, because I love his coasters. He did say he was going to be quite busy for a while, and then he started working on some other stuff, so I was like, all right, I need it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and build it myself. So this is the coaster as it stands right now. It's got that Mystic Timbers kind of like swoop down right here, and since we named it Thunderhawk, kind of like a bird, it's got a lot of swooping areas, as you can see. There was a coaster that I made a long time ago that I really liked something I was going to do with it, which was to have this like turnaround, this overbank turn, go around the lift hill. And I kind of brought that back for this coaster because I did that coaster, but it never got shown off, so to speak. I did it for another park that I was collaborating on, and it didn't make the final cut. I ended up dropping out of that park for my own reasons, and yeah, so instead I wanted to kind of like bring a few things back. So it's got a Mystic Timbers vibe as far as that kind of goes right there, but I wanted to do a lot of swoops. So as you can see, it comes down here, it swoops around this way, it swoops around that overbank turn over there, and then let's see. So let's talk about the station over here too. Let's go over here to where the station's going to be. So typical GCI has a station fly through. This one is no slouch either. It also has that, as you can see here. I'm not sure how we're going to do the station just yet. I'm thinking about we'll probably have it come like maybe down. There's a reason that I slanted the land down a little bit over here too, and that's because I'm probably gonna like have the path kind of slant down over here, come down. I'm kind of dropping the land down a little bit because I want to get back to the river back in this area, and we'll probably have it go like this. Will probably be the entrance right here, and then go to the other side and up, most likely. But when you come out of the station, you have a slight drop as it like flies through, well, not really flies through, but as it goes down, kind of down into this little ravine down in here, and then over, or it goes under the overbank turn right here, up the lift hill, and then of course you guys saw the rest of it. It drops down, comes over here, it swoops over this overbank turn, back into the back here. A few S-bends. I really like S-bends, and I was trying to get that. GCIs are known for just changing direction constantly. Like you're going left, you're going right, you're going left, you're going right. And I really wanted to kind of get some S-curves and stuff in here to kind of capture that feeling. And then, of course, over in here, it goes down and then up into this, where it goes back down into there again. And let's see. So another coaster that I was looking at as I was building this coaster was, I was looking at Thunderhead. I was thinking about Mystic Timbers. And then I had some concept art of a coaster called Troy. That some of you may have known this coaster. It's at a little underwhelming, or not underwhelming. What's the word I'm looking for? It's at a well, it's a park that not a whole lot of people know really, unless you're overseas. But over here in the U.S., most people may not have ever heard of it, and it's called Toverland. And they have this really cool GCI called Troy. And I had the concept art for it, and I was looking at that, thinking about Mystic Timbers, thinking about that coaster I did a long time ago. So this thing has a lot of like elements and stuff in it that I really wanted to kind of do for a long time, and just kind of go over there. So this is Silverwood's version of Thunderhead, and I call it Thunderhawk, and I really like that. So it swoops down, and of course you have this really as it comes out from the back there and goes through there, it comes down and it's got this little like overlook over here. So I love interactivity with paths. I love to have paths where you can see, you know, like really cool parts of the coasters. And then it goes up through another, well, it goes down through another S-curve, then up through a station flyby, over into a helix, into one more slight overbank turn before it hits the brakes, and back into the station right there. So, all in all, there you have it, guys. That's Thunderhawk. This is our GCI coaster for the park. It will not be RMC'd. I know a few people have asked me, are you going to RMC it? No, I just built it. I built it as a GCI. I'm not going to RMC it now. We're going to build an RMC coaster in the park, but it's going to be in a different spot. So, well, anyway, so that's all the changes for Silverwood so far. As you can see, we are working our way over here into the right side of the park now. Like a big change to Dynamine. We got the brand new flat ride over there. We got a brand new coaster over here. Next episode, I'll probably be working around with this area right here and like fixing the station and some other stuff. But I've got a bunch of stuff to finish as far as like what I've started working on. So I need to finish Dynamine. I need to, or my reconstruction of Dynamine. We need to kind of do the amphitheater. We need to finish out all of that area before we even ever get back over here to this coaster. And then, of course, I've got to plan out the rest of the park. So as you can see, I've already started doing like paths and stuff up to the top of the mountain up there. So what we'll do is before we head out, I will take one more quick look up here to the top. I'll just kind of zoom over here. One thing I did right here was I really wanted where Dynamine kind of comes out of this tunnel right here. And since we were bringing the path down this way anyway, I thought this would make a really cool place to kind of watch it come out of the tunnel there. So it should be dropping down through here in a second. And then, yep, here it should be coming right about now. There it goes. So you kind of get a little more interactivity with Dynamine from here as well, which is something I kind of wanted to do. And then we're going to go up here. And we got all this flat area right here that we're going to work with. So what do you guys what do you guys think will be here? Let me know your guesses and stuff as far as what you think I'll be doing. As you can see, we also have Mountain Twister can be seen right down through here. The path will be coming down through here, and then this goes down here to the back here where our swing is, as well as Mountain Twister's Batwing elements. And you can see the interlocking loops right there as well. So the park is really coming together. It really is. And I'm so happy with all of this. There was a guy, I don't remember your name, I'm so sorry, but you mentioned some changes to Mountain Twister that they do sound good in theory, and I'm going to look at those changes as soon as I get a chance and see if maybe I might be able to implement those. In the meantime, though, I haven't changed anything on it since the last episode, so it is what it is. I'm probably going to keep the name as well. And of course, we are also going to be making the path come around this way, up that way. So it's all going to be interconnected, and everything is going to kind of work together and stuff. And I can't wait to get it all done. We have a whole big amount of space still to work with in this park. So, but I'm still thinking like story-wise as well, like how the park grew to what it is, and things like that. So different areas are obviously going to be newer than other areas. I actually got to thinking about maybe what was here before Dynamine. I was thinking, what if, like right up here by the Ferris wheel, right up there. So a long time ago, Silver Dollar City and Dollywood, and I don't know if Dollywood still has theirs or not, but I know Silver Dollar City doesn't. Silver Dollar City had a thing called the water toboggans, and the Dollywood had Mountain Slidewinder. They were these like they kind of like log flumes, but also like bobsled coasters in a way. They were these slides that you slid down in log. It's basically a lot like a flying, like a bobsled coaster, except it had water in it, and you would slide down the hill on those, and it had like curves and stuff on it. It was a whole lot of fun. I did ride the one at Dollywood a long time ago, and it was a whole lot of fun. So I was thinking, what if a long time ago that's what took up this spot right here where Dynamine is now? Maybe it started up there at the top. Maybe we'll even build, I'm fairly certain that the tower is still standing at the Silver Dollar City for the water toboggans, and it still kind of sits there unused to this day. They'll probably never do anything with it. I don't know why they haven't torn it down or anything yet, but it is still there. And yeah, it's just kind of really weird how it's still there and they haven't done anything with it. But maybe we'll build that tower here and say, oh yeah, well, we took out the slide, but we left the tower up there. So maybe we'll do something like that. But that's what I was kind of thinking was used to be here where Dynamite is. As you can see here, I mean, like I said, this building is just huge. Absolutely huge, but it has to be for everything that's inside of it, for everything that JLW built. I mean, there's just no way around it. When I started like redesigning the queue line and stuff, I mean, I was just like, how am I gonna make this work? Because he had it so tightly packed on the inside of there that I was just like, yeah, we'll have to figure it out, because he's got the coaster down here, and then there's more coaster on the other side over here in this section. So I mean, he had it very, very tightly packed. He did such an excellent job trying to, you know, make all this work, and with what he did, hats off to him for making it all work. So I also had, when I redesigned all the front of this, I also had to figure out all of that as well. So but there was no way around it. It had to change. I had to make the changes to make everything else work. But I think that he will enjoy what I did. I think he'll like my version of this section of it as well. The queue line's not as smooth and as nice as what he had, but I'm working on that to try to make it better. But I really do like where it like goes across the train tracks here over in this other section of the building. I like the idea of building this little mining town up here to kind of take up more space and kind of flesh out the area a little bit, give it more of a story. I like the backstory that I came up with what used to be here. I love everything about that. So hopefully he also will agree that it looks, you know, good. My redesign of this front section, I hope he likes it. So I debated, I really did. I debated about it for such a long time. Like, I don't want to change it, but to make everything work, it had to be changed. So it is what it is. So I'm going to zoom out now because some of you guys haven't actually seen the entire park, really. So I'm going to just like zoom out here, and that way you guys can see everything from like a bird's eye view. The Google Map satellite view, basically. This way you guys can kind of see this. So we will zoom out here, and that way you guys can see everything. So from a bird's eye view, we have the entry plaza right there. We have the rapids. We have Dynamine down there. We have Thunderhawk over there. We have Mountain Twister back there. We have the top of the mountain with the sky lift going up to the chairlift going up to the top of it. We have the tower ride right there. We have Wildfire Express, Mustang. We have the dueling log flume over there, the timber racers. We have the county fair section, the train. All of this is just, it's turning out quite well. You can see the river I was talking about back there as well that we are currently in the works of building. I really wish we had a working paddle boat. That'd be really cool if I could put a paddle boat in the water and make it go down through there. So, but we don't. So it is what it is. Some future ideas that I have is I'm going to build a gulch type of area. And of course I already have kind of my rides and stuff kind of planned out over there too. So it's all coming together, and we still have a lot to do, but I'm building this park really, really fast. Like Crystal Gardens took me an entire year, and I may be done with this one even sooner than that. So yeah, actually it took me more than a year to build Crystal Gardens. So I don't think this is going to take me the entire year. I think I'll be finished with this possibly before my birthday. Who knows? We'll see. Everything just kind of seems to be working out quite well. But that's going to do it anyway, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I will see you in the next episode of Planet Coaster next weekend. In the meantime, keep an eye out on my other videos I make all week, such as Tropico 6 right now I'm playing, as well as some Surviving Mars. I also have a few other things that may pop up this week as well. So that's going to do it for me. I'm out of here, guys. See you later. What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button down below and click on the bell to stay on top of all my new videos and live streaming events here on YouTube. I also want to give a huge shout out to all the names you see on the right for their support through donations, Patreon, and through Twitch subs. If you would like to join their ranks and you are able, you can do so by clicking on any of those links in the video description down below. No worries though, if you don't like giving away money like that, you can still support the channel
by purchasing games or anything through Greenman Gaming, through Humble Bundle, or through Amazon by clicking on my links and making your purchase. A little bit of that goes towards me to support the channel. If you still can't get enough of me, you can always check me out live on twitch.tv and stay up to date with me on Twitter as well. Now that's going to be it, but I can't say thank you enough for all your support here on the channel. Wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later.